Ladies and gentlemen, President, GM Europe, Karl-Peter Forster.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Saab 94X BioPower concept. Thank you. Saab is a brand on the move. Known for its independent thinking, this innovative concept is proof of where that thinking can lead. The 94X BioPower concept is, as you can see, very much inspired by the fascinating Aero X we showed a little less than 2 years ago. And by doing so, we knew we would set the bar high for any Saab vehicle to follow. It's natural that the Scandinavian values were at the very heart of this development. Our deep and honest connection to the environment inspires us to develop sporty cars that are powered with respect for nature and designed for real-life safety. At Saab, we call that responsible performance. The Saab 94X BioPower concept is the brand's first crossover vehicle and signals the start of our product expansion. At the same time, it serves as a reaffirmation of Saab's leadership position as we, in 2007, outpaced other manufacturers as the #1 selling brand of E85 cars in Europe. The secret lies in bringing Saab's 30-year experience in turbo technology to the E85 equation. The result is a right-sized 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Running it on E85 BioPower increases the gasoline-only horsepower from 245 to an amazing 300 horsepower with 295 foot-pounds of low-end torque. Of course, this Saab 94X concept boasts the cross-wheel drive system introduced last year in the new Saab 93. There's obviously a lot more to talk about, but let me wrap up by saying that this innovative crossover is for active people with an independent mindset who are passionate about driving, who embrace nature as well as adventure, and need a vehicle that can safely take them anywhere they want. It's for people who want to express their individuality in a sophisticated way in any market of the world. Now it's my pleasure to bring back Rick Wagner, who has a special announcement how General Motors is stepping up to the ethanol solution. Rick.
Thanks, Karl-Peter. There's snow on the podium now. Somebody thought of this plastic shield to cover the rest of the script. Good thinking, guys. Well, thank you, Mark, and thank you, Karl-Peter. Now, all this sounds great, but let's be honest. Even with more ethanol-capable vehicles and more fueling stations, this isn't going to work unless we radically ramp up the production of ethanol. And today, the vast majority of ethanol we use in the U.S. is grain-based, primarily corn. Grain-based ethanol has its critics, to be sure. Concerns have been raised about things ranging from water balance and impact on food prices to net energy balance. Some of these concerns are frankly inaccurate or overstated, while others are legitimate. But virtually everyone can agree that we must find a better way to make ethanol. For a while now, we at GM have been working with a range of strategic partners, universities, businesses, governments, to fully understand ethanol development and how to rapidly and efficiently expand production in a manner that addresses these legitimate concerns. And so today, we're very pleased to announce that GM is partnering with Coscata Incorporated of Warrenville, Illinois. Coscata has developed a proprietary process to produce ethanol at a projected cost of less than $1 per gallon. And Coscata expects to be able to replicate this process almost anywhere in the world because it can use almost any source material, including renewables like agricultural waste, municipal waste, discarded plastics, even old tires. What's more, Coscata's process is expected to use less than 1 gallon of water per gallon of ethanol produced. That's compared to 3 to 4 gallons of water to make a gallon of grain-based ethanol. And very importantly, based on analysis by Argonne National Laboratory, for every unit of energy that the Coscata process uses, it creates up to 7.7 times that amount of energy, a ratio well above the current ethanol production. Finally, Argonne's analysis shows that in a well-to-wheels basis, and comparing that with gasoline, the Coscata process reduces greenhouse gas emissions by up to 84% compared to gasoline. Our own GM scientists have thoroughly studied Coscata's process, and they're highly encouraged by what they've learned. Just as importantly, organizations like Argonne National Laboratory have reviewed Coscata's process and substantiated their work. And so at GM, we're partnering with Coscata to help put its unique process into commercial application as soon as possible. Coscata expects to have a pilot plant up and running late this year, and by 2011, a plant capable of producing 50 to 100 million gallons of ethanol a year, followed by an aggressive ramp-up plan. It's now my pleasure to introduce our partners in this vision: Bill Rowe, President and CEO of Coscata, and Vinod Khosla, a leading venture capitalist and a major investor in Coscata. Bill, Vinod. Bill. Vinod. Thanks. Please.
Rick, thank you so much. The team at Coscata is extremely excited about this partnership and what it's going to mean to commercialize this and bring it to fruition out there in the marketplace. And I want to especially thank all of the folks at General Motors who did the diligence, investigated our process, and were able to determine that Coscata is a leader in next generation ethanol. So with the ability to make ethanol for under $1 a gallon, we really plan to put a lot of ethanol in the market to fill up these wonderful new vehicles that you're seeing here today. Thank you. Vinod?
Thank you, Bill, Rick, and the GM team. I'm pleased to participate in this historic event in which the leading producer of flex fuel vehicles teams up with a company that represents the future of ethanol production. As an investor and as a citizen, I'm encouraged to see GM and Coscata taking a leadership role in lessening our dependence on gasoline. And I look forward to working with GM and Coscata to help make flex fuel vehicles a viable part of the global solution.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. Vinod, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Please. Thanks again very much, guys. We look forward to working with you and your team at Coscata. It's really great from our perspective to partner with people who are committed to addressing the energy challenges facing the United States and really the world. To summarize then, ethanol offers tremendous potential to reduce oil consumption and oil imports. To realize this potential, we must make ethanol readily available to customers by dramatically expanding the number of ethanol fueling stations. We must continue to build flex fuel cars and trucks, lots of them. And we must find a way to produce ethanol that's efficient, inexpensive, and environmentally friendly. And the Coscata project is extremely promising in that regard. Now, just to be perfectly clear, GM will continue to drive the development of electrically driven vehicles, the E-Flex propulsion system, plug-in hybrids, and fuel cells with all the speed that we can muster, because they uniquely have the potential to remove the automobile from the environmental equation. But today, it's clear that we must simultaneously commit ourselves to the rapid development of ethanol, by far the best option we have to reduce the growth of oil consumption and oil imports in the near and medium term. At GM, we look forward to partnering with Coscata and others to help realize the tremendous potential that ethanol presents. Now, feel free to come up stage for a closer look at these ethanol-powered vehicles. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you.